Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Casper Network, aka CSPR. And it's been a very long time, but I do hope everybody's having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. There has been a very significant downturn in the market today and a major sell-off, which is ultimately allowing us to have a fire sale on altcoins. Could we lose $40,000 and go to the mid $30,000 region? 100%. Is that what I'm expecting? Not exactly. I personally believe that we are bottomed at around roughly $40,000. I don't think that we lose $40,000, but if it does happen, I, of course, will admit that I'm wrong. But if we look at the 24-hour span, there is still altcoins doing incredible moves, but there's also a lot of red throughout the market, and of course, Casper is one of them. If we actually look at Casper, I got to find it on the list. Might not even be in the top 100 anymore because I do know that it was having a major sell-off recently as well. So here it is actually at number 104. It is down about 4% on the 24-hour span, down about almost 10% on the 7-day span, sitting at about roughly a $523 million market cap with about $6.5 million worth of trading volume. I actually have the overall chart here. I'm just going to go off of CoinMarketCap's chart because it doesn't really make sense for me to open TradingView and waste 30 minutes of your time. We actually look at the chart here. Again, clear sign of us being bullish still is back testing around this 4 to 4.5 cent region. So as long as we hold this level, I'm very confident with Casper still breaching that high going all the way back to roughly 2023 April, which is around 6 and almost a half cents. That's the level that I'm really watching for before we do target that 10 cent plus level. But we still have to be very patient here because, again, it's not going to be an up only path. I think that a lot of people think that, you know, once we saw the Bitcoin ETF approval, that Bitcoin was going to $100,000 immediately, and we're going to have an alt season immediately as well. There's going to be a lot of bumps in the road, right? Days like today really kind of remind me of 2020 and 2021, 2017, 2018, where we saw major pullbacks along the way, panic ensuing. Everyone was getting very bearish. They were anxiety filled and they were saying Bitcoin's going to this level, that level. And it's usually at that time where we start to see the panic ensuing. We start to see mainstream media flipping bearish, and we start to see a lot of people saying, that's it. It's over. We're going into, a bear market yet again. No alt season, no bull run. And that's usually when you want to be a major buyer. But outside of that, like I said, Casper is one of those altcoins that everyone thinks is doing nothing at all. But on the back end, there's still a lot of NDAs. There's still a lot that we have to wait for. Like, for example, the NFT deployment from IPWE. We still haven't seen any big update with that just yet. We are at 45,000 holders, though, which, by the way, that's been growing astronomically in recent time. The ecosystem. We are still waiting for this ecosystem to explode in a lot more participants. But what I'm really looking at is the enterprise grade sector. This is what really separates the retail side from crypto. Now, you can be a retail investor and you can be one that says, well, Casper's just boring. It's not doing anything. So I'm just going to go buy meme coins. I'm going to go buy the big green candles. Or you could be the retail investor that believes and understands how significant enterprise grade adoption really is. There's 6 enterprise grade applications on Casper right now, or ecosystem players. These are the big ones. Outside of this, we don't know what NDAs are in place. We don't know what's actually happening behind the scenes. Actus, for example, is a big one that's not even labeled on here. That is 98% of all financial contracts out there in traditional finance. IPWE is a big one to focus on, obviously, which is one that we have been waiting on for a very long time. And we're kind of tired and frustrated with dates being thrown out there around when IPWE is actually going to do it. So right now, I don't even care when IPWE does start minting. It's going to be very exciting when it does happen. But for the most part, I'm not going to get my hopes up. There is still a lot to look forward to, though, in 2024 with Casper. Of course, Casper 2.0 is on the roadmap, but I'm really looking at enterprise-grade adoption because at this point in time, it doesn't make sense for me to get excited about any retail use cases because we know the next step here in the road is enterprise and institutional-grade adoption. I even mentioned this with the Bitcoin ETFs. If you guys have been watching my recent videos on HBAR, XRP, whatever, I even mentioned that right now, it kind of feels as though we are starting to move away from the speculative market into a much more mature one. And it does really start with the Bitcoin spot ETFs. I mean, with this ETF news and the approval of this, it's really setting the stage for the next big moves to be made. And I even said, like, we are starting to see the flood of institutional and enterprise players jumping into the space. Reports are coming out from names like Citi mentioning the keys to mass adoption. They are all aware of what is coming to the world of crypto over the course of the next few years. This will be bigger than the internet, and it truly will transcend every single innovation in history. Notice how I didn't even mention the convergence of blockchain and AI, which will accelerate this even further. At the end of the day, the ETFs are the beginning of what's to come for crypto. And even outside of this, right? Like this was January 8th. If we go over here, so sorry, let me refresh this because I know that CNBC is annoying with ad blockers. If we actually look here on January 12th, just 4 days later, we saw Larry Fink saying that Bitcoin ETFs are just the first step in the technological revolution of finance. He says step 1 in the technological revolution in the financial markets is ETFs. Step 2 is tokenization. And guess what? That's what's happening with IPW and Casper. IP portfolios of enterprise grade names and Fortune 500 players. That's a big one. That's what really is setting Casper apart from the rest. And that's why when we really look at IPW, we are heavily anticipating this. We have been waiting on this for a very long time. Guys, we've been talking about this IPW mint for probably over what now, 2 years? I mean, we have been waiting patiently, but it is something that is worth waiting for. And I do think that once we start to see those mints happening, it's going to happen over time. It's not going to happen all at once. I think that that's where we really witness a big shift on Casper and a spotlight put on Casper. But tokenization of real-world assets such as gold has gained popularity among financial institutions who are cautious on crypto assets but keen on the underlying blockchain technology. Fink said he sees value in an Ether ETF, but that's a mere stepping stone to tokenization. And even outside of this, big shout out to Mr. Casper, actually, Brave AI. So again, outside of tokenization, which is one of the largest trends out there around crypto, which I've been addressing on the channel for a little bit of time now. The next one is AI. AI and tokenization, guys, this is a match made in heaven. But Brave AI by Casper and IBM has already caught the attention of big enterprises. 40 plus Fortune 100 and 500 companies are already signed up for the beta program. This also shows that Casper Network is widely known by the biggest companies of the world. And again, this is something that I have been taking advantage of. Listen, if we go back to, page 2, because again, Casper is now out of the top 100. I look at the price action of Casper. I know how frustrating it could be to watch something just go sideways like this. But to me, I'm watching this and I'm saying, if you can go back in time to Amazon, knowing where Amazon is now, right? If you saw Amazon stock doing this sideways move, would you be accumulating that? Now, I ask you that because, again, at this point in time, as a retail investor, I could easily be like, Casper's trash. It's the most frustrating thing. It's boring. There's nothing actually happening here. It's a ghost town, technically, right? But that would be the dumb thing to do. That's dumb money talking. That wants to get rich overnight, that wants to invest on Monday and be out by Friday. When I look at what's going on here, I see this as a massive opportunity. When we're talking about these players that are signing up for the beta program of Brave AI, we know enterprise grade adoption and institutional grade adoption is on the sidelines. The ETFs were a big spotlight of that. Now we just have to be patient, and we don't, like, as a retail investor, all we have to do is play this smart. That's it. Just like Raoul Paul said, no leverage trading, no impulsive, buying and selling just to FOMO into the green candles. Take opportunities. Don't let them pass you by. When something is going sideways and you know about it, you've done research on it, you understand what is going on, utilize that as a great opportunity to accumulate. When I accumulate these tokens, I don't look at it as, all right, there goes $500. There goes $5,000. No, I look at it as I'm accumulating technology and I'm accumulating a massive amount of it. For an example, 50,000 Casper, I know one day it will be worth at least $50,000 to $100,000. If we go down here and we look at 50,000 Casper, it costs $2,200 some dollars. Now, this is a significant amount to invest, obviously, but at the end of the day, 50,000 Casper, in my opinion, I don't know when, could happen this cycle, it could happen later on, we don't know, but I believe that this will be worth $50,000 to $100,000 at least. But we are watching and waiting for the enterprise and institutional flood to come into the space. And I do believe that the ETFs are the starting point for that. But listen closely to this video.
But really, we are starting a beta program. The Gartner webinar wildly exceeded our expectations. We got 1,700 imprints. We've had 40 plus Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies sign up to be beta customers. And it's completely free, just so everyone knows. So whether you're a company that's running an AI system, whether you're an enterprise that's really curious about using generative AI or are facing problems or have concerns about its risk and compliance.
And again, this is one that I spotlighted, right? Because Brave AI with IBM and Casper, that is a very significant collaboration. But beyond that, look at Accenture, right? I've been watching what these big players like Accenture have been doing. They are focused on AI. Finastra, focused on AI. These big giants are focused on AI. Even just 2 days ago, they are gearing up for the year of AI, 2024, a transformative technology in terms of AI can do everything from making legal contracts to even creating them. They are all bullish on AI because AI is going to revolutionize massive markets, automated workflows, utilizing blockchain and AI. This is why Brave AI with Casper and IBM is so significant. But remember who Accenture is, right? This is a giant company. 49 countries, 200 plus cities, 733,000 employees, 9,000 clients served across more than 120 countries, 8,300 patents and patents pending worldwide. We could also, so before they changed their website a little bit, but before they had percentages of who was actually tied to Finastra. But these 9,000 clients, these are giants. You could go to case studies and look at some of the players that are tapped in with Accenture on a lot of these major areas. Like, for example, we have cloud, metaverse, supply chain and operations, customer experience, sustainability services. All of these, if you look into these, it's so significant. Even customer experiences, if you look at the customer experiences and you go and look at the case studies, so on here, you can look through all of these. A lot of this is AI. They're looking into technology trends, and they give you a significant look at who's tapped into Accenture. We know a lot of the giants are utilizing Accenture right now. And we're talking about Fortune 500, Fortune 100 players. We also know that Ripple is a partner of Accenture. A lot of major players in the space are actually partners of Accenture, and it's because they are a driving force of technological advancement. They are focused on AI. They're focused on blockchain. They're focused on DLT. This is the names that you want to look at. Accenture, Finastra, they're big players. But also, it seems as though 2024 will be the year of AI governance and responsibility because 2023 was the year of AI hype. So now they're looking into responsible and governance of AI movements. And also, this is the big thing to look at as well, is trust. They want to make sure that we can trust AI. That's why we focus on like deep fakes and things like that. So responsibility and accountability, that's why we look at Brave AI with Casper. That's why I do think that Casper with IBM, this initiative is going to see a ton of major adoption and focus put on it this year and going forward. But remember how big the AI market's projected to be. I mean, we're talking trillions of dollars. We're not talking billions, guys. But this is why I'm focused on what Casper is doing. This is why I'm focused on what a lot of these utility giants are doing, because right now, as we look at this space, I personally don't care what the prices of some of these tokens are in a month, a year from now. I'm focused on the long-term path. Now, of course, my situation is completely different than everyone else's, and I do respect that. But in the short term, I also don't think that we're going to have to worry too much. I feel as though this market, yes, it's very turbulent, it's very volatile. That's why people love crypto, because it messes with your emotions. But as long as you are stone cold and you understand how early you actually are in terms of this technological revolution, you will do fine. Don't play into your emotions. Don't look at what your friends are doing and what you're seeing all over X and all over social media. Stay focused. Do the research. Understand where you are at right now in this journey within crypto. We still have meme coins dominating the space. We still have a lot of hype and speculation dominating the space. When we usher into a utility age of crypto, that's when everything changes. And a lot of these players like Casper that are actually focused on the things that do matter around technology and this space, they are going to be the pioneers of tomorrow with blockchain-based technology. So outside of that, do I think that Casper is a massive opportunity right now? Do I think that Casper is going to be very valuable in the future? 100%. And I do think that it all stems down to what the team has been focused on, what they've been doing, the moves that have been made in just the last roughly 2-3 years since I talked about Casper initially, and also doing all the research that I've done on Casper and everything around Casper. They have been doing everything right. And I really do think that it comes down to the idea that as a retail investor, you can look for hype, you can look for speculation, you can look for all of that. But it is 100% your responsibility to do more research beyond that. Focus on NDAs, focus on enterprise grade adoption. I always say that the next stepping stone in this market, the next billion users of blockchain-based technology will come from enterprises adopting and utilizing this type of technology and implementing it on their foundational layers. Meaning what their systems are running on, it's going to be DLT and blockchain-based services that are automating workflows, automating their systems. And this is also where AI comes into play. That's what we are waiting for. Mass adoption of this technology without people even realizing that they're using this technology. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on. If you guys do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And also, guys, NordVPN, 63% off right now utilizing my link. Check it out down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. You can never be too secure in crypto. And with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Nick. Peace out.